What's up, you guys? Danger Rock here. Gonna be doing a different kind of video today because today I'm gonna be showing off my Batman Beyond collection. These are figures from a show that premiered January 10th, 1999 on the Kids WB, and it's my favorite Batman series to date. And it's really cool to have figures here from that series. So what we're going to be doing today is taking a look at each one of them and looking at the different kinds of versions of Batman Beyond that we have here. And each one of these figures is unique. These were released by Hasbro in 2001. And at first, when I saw the show, I actually liked this version of Batman more, in my opinion. I felt like this felt more of like a Spider-Man show than a Batman show. But taking a closer look at these figures right here, I didn't even know that they existed until a couple of years back. I knew McFarlane and DC Universe Classics have made figures of Batman Beyond, but taking a look at these ones I have right here, each one of them is a different version of the bat suit. So the first one we're gonna take a look at, this first one right here, is just a standard Batman Beyond like figure, which is actually really cool, by the way, because even though his suit is all black, he's got these like silver parts to his suit right here, which look actually really cool. I don't remember this look in the show whatsoever, but it looks to me like more of a battle damaged Batman almost to me. Because when you look at the look on his face right here, he's in a very serious pose. It's almost like he looks in a angry pose. Right here he has a fisted hand and a gripping hand. And it also looks like he has something else right here on his hand right here that's actually really interesting. His bat utility belt right here is silver all around, which actually looks really nice. It has this hole on the back where I believe that's where you would plug in a accessory that came with the figure, which I don't have, unfortunately. And a thing with these older Hasbro figures is they have the standard 5 points of articulation. You could fully rotate his head a full 360. The arms hinge up and down. The legs kick that far up and that far back. It's not limited by a hinge joint, so you can get them to kick pretty far back. And what's interesting about this one is the right elbow has elbow articulation right here. You can get his elbows to move. You can't do it with his left elbow because he's in this fisted gripping pose. So I actually think that's pretty interesting how they decided to do that. And he does have a swivel right here, which you can rotate his waist. You can't get him to stand in a certain position with his wrist rotated because it's a spring. It'll just hinge right back into place after you pose him. So his waist and his left arm are already pre-posed. So not that much posability with this guy. You could just kind of get him just standing up in a generic Batman pose, which is actually pretty good. But what's interesting, though, is that the bat symbol right here looks more of an orange than a red to me. So I think it turned out really nice. So I really like this one a lot. So what we're going to do is set him aside. And we're going to take a look at our next figure here. Now, this one right here is absolutely completely different. It has these things right under his arms, which I believe that these were his bat wings, like they are seen in the show. What's interesting about Batman Beyond is even though he does have a cape, his cape is not visible to see on the back of him. It just only like swings out when he's trying to fly or glide or something like that. So the look of this one, I would say, is completely different. We have a different facial expression with a closed mouth. His gloves right here are red, which is something that this figure doesn't have, which is pretty interesting. And when you hinge his left arm up, you can see right here it has a spot right here, I guess, where you could put like a batarang or a grappling hook. So that's really cool. Let's see if we could get a year on this guy. Usually the years are written on the figures. It says this figure came out in the year 2000. So that's pretty interesting. So he's not as posable as the other guy. I mean, you can get his arms to go up and down. It's just that his left arm is harder to do because of this piece he has right here. So I guess this was more of like a flying pose Batman. His legs can hinge word back and forth. He doesn't have any knee movement whatsoever, so he pretty much has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of articulation, which isn't bad if you're trying to get all these figures in a different pose. So this one right here I think is pretty good. So now, setting him aside, we're going to move on to this next one here. This one right here, I think is probably my favorite one of the bunch. This one looks really cool because this design was not used in the show. Not that I remember, but it kind of looks like he has a blue exoskeleton-like look. And I say that because not only is his suit completely colored blue instead of black, but when we look at his mask right here, look at that detail right here on the face. You can see like these lines and these veins moving throughout the mask, which you could also see him right here down to his arms. So this kind of looks like a tech suit Batman or a cyber Batman, something like that. And what's really cool about him is I really like the texture of silver that they used on this figure. It almost looks like a gold metallic silver almost. Not like this guy over here that's just a white kind of silver, but this one right here mixed in with the blue paint kind of, it makes it shine like a really light blue, which I actually really like that about this guy. So I also think that he is better posed. He does have 2 holes right here on his back, which I think this is where his bat cape would have unplugged in. But what's really interesting about him is you can also move this guy's elbows in and out. You can't bend his elbows, but his arms can go up pretty far, actually. It has a hinge joint right here, which will not only allow it to rotate left to right, but it also allows it to go up and down, which these other figures don't have. His legs can kick out pretty far and pretty far back, actually. Meaning if I can move his hand, I could actually get this guy's legs to rotate all around. So he's pretty posable. I really like that about him. No movement in the hands or elbows whatsoever. Nothing in the waist. Just his arms and legs can go up and down, and his arms and shoulders can go in and out. His head can fully rotate, which is really cool. And I think this is my favorite one of the bunch here that I have, because it's like this blue, like cyber tech look to it, which is actually pretty interesting. I actually really like that a lot. So setting this guy aside and going to the last one that we have here. Now, this is actually an interesting one, because this one right here is a Burger King toy. So this is actually a kid's toy, which came out in the early 2000s. It has these wheels at the bottom. He stands right on this stand, so you can't really move his legs or arms whatsoever. He has no articulation points except for his arms right here that can rotate, but that's about it. His head can fully rotate as well, so that's a plus. This is back when Kids Meals Toys actually gave us cool looking figures. This one actually looks straight one-on-one with the show. But what's really cool is that he has his cape. And his cape right here is cloth. He does have some bendy wire in there. And looking at the back from it, you can see this like jetpack thing that he has. that you can clip the wings in place if you don't want them out displayed. And if you move the wheels, he'll actually start to rotate on his base. So what's really cool is, he could stand up straight perfectly with no balance issues. It's just that it almost looks like he's hinging backwards on this stand because you can't really get him to stand up completely straight because the stand will hold him up, even if it kind of looks like he's slouching to the side. And I actually got his wings to pop out just by moving his arms. But if we just touch the wings like that, they pop out just like that. So that's actually really interesting that they went through the trouble to actually include this much amount of detail on a kid's toy. One thing I really like that they did is his bat utility belt right here. It has a red button right here, so when we press that, that makes the wings pop right out. And an interesting fact, on all the Hasbro figures, it's not colored red, which I believe it was silver in the cartoon, but it did have this red dot in the middle. So that's something I think some of the figures did include. I just don't have all the figures from the wave right here. I only have a few of them. But really nice looking Batman figure. I mean, this is my favorite version of Batman, even more than the Bruce Wayne version. I'm sure a lot of you people disagree with me on that, but I actually really like the cartoon and the look of these figures, and it might actually be my favorite DC cartoon. So that's why I decided to take a look at these guys today, because I had just gotten this guy in, and I was like, when I saw him, I'm like, is that the same figure? And then I'm like, no, it's not. I mean, it's the same size, but it's not just in a different color, completely different pose and everything. So my recommendation is I would totally get these guys if you can. I mean, they're really not expensive if you find them loose without their accessories. I mean, in package, I guess they can be pretty expensive, but like this, I got these guys pretty much on the cheap side, all except this blue one right here. So I'm actually gonna highly recommend them. I guess if you had to get one of them, I would say get this guy right here, because he's pretty posable and he's all black, just like in the cartoon. So these guys stand at about 4 inches tall. The better versions of these would be the DC Universe Classics versions, because those stand at about 6 inches tall, and they have more posability in the knees and the arms. So I believe I do still have that version somewhere. So I'm definitely going to do a review on that in the future. I just wanted to focus on these Hasbro figures right there, and the Burger King toy just thrown in there for fun, because the DC Universe Classics line was made by Mattel, I believe, and those figures are completely in a different scale, so they wouldn't really go well on display with these figures. So yeah, this has been my review of the Batman Beyond collection that I have by Hasbro. If you like this video, please leave a like. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know in the comment section down below which one of these figures is your favorite. I really look forward from hearing from you guys, and thoughts on the cartoon and this version of Batman. Leave it in the comment section down below. And yeah, I have these guys back in my old review spot for today, because I actually digged them out of a box that I had, so I'm actually glad I actually hung on to these guys. So yeah, thank you all for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next video review.